What up, dogs? Am I, and Dark Savior this be. As I was saying earlier, you will notice there is a timer in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, and that is the basis for the parallel select system, which is one of Dark Savior's more interesting quirks. The parallel select system is how the story branches work in this game. Basically, the path that the story takes is determined by how long it takes us to finish Seabandits. The timer is currently blue. Eventually, it will turn yellow and then red. If we finish the Seabandits part of the game while the timer is still blue, we'll go to parallel 3. If it is yellow, we'll go to parallel 2. And if it takes us until the timer is red, we'll go to parallel 1. That meat I just picked up, as you might have guessed, is a health restoration item. Anyway, each parallel is a different path the story can take. There are also parallels 4 and 5, which are accessed a little differently in ways not strictly involving the timer. And we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. In the meantime, we're going to be taking the parallels in order. So, since I'm looking for parallel 1, I have all the time in the world because it takes quite a while for the timer to turn red. So I'm not going to be worrying too much about my Seabandits completion time at this point. I'm just taking the scenic route. There are some shortcuts you can take which help in getting the other parallels that require a faster run through Seabandits, but I'm not going to worry about them right now. And here's Roland, who did not want to die in such a place. We're too late, but we'll always be too late. There's no way really to save him. By the way, you can rotate the camera a small amount while you're standing still. It's not a fully controllable camera, but you can move it around a little bit, as I just demonstrated. Anyway, if you have ever played Landstalker, and if you haven't played Landstalker, I highly recommend it, you can probably see how there's some similarities in the engine here. Similar isometric viewpoint, a lot of sort of quasi-3D platforming. Big difference being, of course, that this game is mostly polygonal with sprite characters, whereas being on the Genesis, of course, Landstalker was fully 2D, but it did a very nice job of simulating 3D. Is there chocolate in here? No, no chocolate here. Anyway, moving right along. What we've got here is a mini-game called Love Love Mini Racer. And I'm not going to be bothering with it right now. It is not plugged in. But at some point, probably at the end of this I Played a Thing, once I've finished with the game proper, I will of course be showing off Love Love Mini Racer. Because what's not to love about Love Love Mini Racer? Sliding metal plates ahead. Shortcut to the captain's cabin, but if you fail, you will fall to the floor below, which means losing a lot of time. So since we're not in a hurry, we're going to take the long route. When I'm going for parallels 2 and 3, I will, however, be making full use of that there shortcut. For now, we will just go through the window if I can get that to work. Do I need a crate? I don't remember how this works. Damn you, Dark Savior! Alright, never mind. I swear, I did do a trial run on this, but this is a pretty long game, especially when you factor in all the parallels, so I generally cannot remember where everything is. You know, some days... Hang on. Okay, Operation Not Fuck Up the Platforms is a success this second try. As you can see, the timer has turned yellow. It did that at 3:30 for the record. So 3:30 is the amount of time you have to get to parallel 3. Moving right along. This gentleman in the cage here is Musashi Morgensen. Yes, Morgensen. We can only assume he is some sort of Scandinavian Ronin. Musashi is a prisoner of ours. Needless to say, he's going to figure into the story later in the game. In what way? It depends on the parallel. As you can see, Mr. Morganson's a little on the bitter side, but I suppose that's understandable considering we did apprehend him and we're just trying to send him to life on a prison island. This journey is a one-way trip, even for me. Apparently we're one of those tragic heroes. Well, that just figures. This here is Kaiser, leader of the Snakebird team, apparently, and he is our save spot. He's a very hostile save spot, but a very convenient one, as save spots tend to be. Moving right along. Now, there's another shortcut here if you knock this orange crate aside, but we're not going to take it. We're going to do this the hard way, or at least the slow way. And I wasn't really watching very closely as the timer changed to red there, but I'm going to assume that happened at 4:30, considering what the time is now. So there you go, between 3:30 and 4:30 is when you will get Parallel 2. If we flip that switch with our sword, the platforms here will lower, and we can continue on our merry way. There's actually very little combat in this game, which is probably for the best because the fighting engine is pretty terrible. The majority of the game is platforming, which is kind of unusual for an action RPG, and one of the reasons this game doesn't quite work as well as it might, but I don't know, I still like it. Any goodies for me here? No. This game likes to hide items behind objects so that you can only tell they're there if you rotate the camera a bit. But no matter, we're going to knock over this tower to get across the damage floor and continue along to the now feeling very long and tiresome Seabandits. Mind the damage floor there, Garion. And another switch, which will cause this crate to knock over some of the scaffolding and give us another platform, which will be helpful if we can avoid plummeting onto the damage floor, and god damn it, I'm lost again. Just a moment, I'll figure this out momentarily, I'm sure. Oh, here we go, I have to walk this way. Yes, I really have played through this game before. Let's see. And up we go. And here we are, on the deck at long last. What's up, dead guy? Balanza Body Snatcher. Good to know. Here's the captain's cabin. Help murder Ugg. Yeah, the captain's cabin is where the end of Seabandits effectively is. When you enter the captain's cabin, what the timer is then is what determines which parallel you will be going to. Let's get some of this crap out of the way and move along. By the way, the reason I passed up the captain's cabin, if you examine it you will find that it is locked, and so I have to go down here and grab the key. The really large key. And save our game once again. Moving right along, there's an opportunity to grab an item here if you have time to spare. And since we're not really on a proper time limit, we're already locked into Parallel 1, we can take time to grab it. And it is chocolate. Chocolate is actually not something for you to eat, it's an item for trading. There are a lot of items like that, which are only used for trading for other items, in appropriate quantities. Incidentally, in the Japanese version, the chocolate was actually cigarettes, which makes a lot more sense for something you're going to be using for money on a prison island. But, of course, this being a US translation and a US published game, we can't have smoking now, can we? So So we've got our key, we've got our chocolate cigarettes. That seems like a good time to leave off, especially since I'm running out of time. So next time on I Played a Thing, Dark Savior, we will see what awaits us in the captain's cabin for Parallel 1. This has been Un. Glad to have you, as always, and I'll see you then.